You have returned from your trip north. It is good to see you again. I was concerned.
You're worried about little old me? That's sweet. And guess what? I kicked some alchemist ass while I was up there. Bet you didn't think I'd be able to do that.
Then you have lost your wager. I knew you would. After all, you are... I was worried because of the trouble in the West.
What trouble?
The Tyrant. They left the city all as one the evening before yesterday, and many of the vanguard with them. I fear there are dark times ahead.
You don't mean war, do you?
War, yes. It has been an age and a half since our last war with the Tyrant. But relations have always been strained, and now, whipped into religious fervor by the vanguard, the Tyrant are thirsty for blood and for revenge. They are a people bound by violence and without honor, and easily seduced by the prospect of a holy war.
God, that's horrible. But the city's safe, isn't it? It's a big city.
Yes, but unfortunately not well armed. Marcuria has not seen war for centuries, and people grow soft, forget how to fight. It can easily be taken by a strong army, and so I fear our safety. And yours.
What did you mean when you said, after all, you are...
Forgive an old man his misgivings, April, but I should have trusted you before.
Of course you should have. With what?
With the truth. That you are the one who will watch over us for 1,000 years. That you are of the balance, and the balance is in you. That you are the one born into the heaviest duty of them all. You are the guardian to be, April, the 13th guardian of the balance.
No! No, that's a lie. I'm not your guardian. That's not possible.
It is certain. I had my doubts, unfortunately. It could have cost us the balance, and I made a mistake. But it is certain now. You are stronger in the balance than anyone before you.
God damn, Cortez, he didn't say anything about... If I'd known, I wouldn't have come here. I would have... I don't know what I would have done, but I wouldn't have come here.
Maybe he did not know, or maybe he did. And he knew it would be wiser not to tell you. But I am telling you now because you cannot stay here. You are too valuable. You must leave.
I am leaving for Elias this afternoon.
Good. The Tyrant are not a seafaring people, and the islands are probably the safest place to be right now. Before you go, I want to give you something to carry with you. I spent the night looking for it in the Enclave. It has been gathering dust for over 10,000 years.
Oh, Tobias, I can't accept anything that old.
You are not accepting it. It is yours. The Fathers have only kept it safe for the day when the 13th Guardian would come to collect it. And now you are here. Please, take it. It is the talisman of the balance. Known to but a few, it is mentioned in one text only, the Scriptures of Reunification, one of the 13 Scriptures of the balance.
What does it do?
The Scripture speaks not of its purpose, but it is yours, whatever it is. I am certain it will help you once you find its purpose. It has strong magic, very strong.
Thanks, Tobias. I really do appreciate it, even though I wish I didn't have to accept it.
You are the guardian, child. Your fate is both glorious and terrible. But it is your fate. If you deny it, you deny our future. But I have faith in you, April.
That's what I'm afraid of. What if I screw up?
The balance provides. The balance protects. Trust the balance, and trust yourself. Goodbye, and good luck on your journey.
Finally, we are ready. And we must away before it's too late. We still have another 6 or 7 hours of daylight today. Come aboard.
Did I tell you how much I hate water?
No.
Well, remind me to tell you sometime. Oh, God, my guts have been cleaned out and I still feel sick. It's the apple barrel. It's half empty, and aside from whatever fish we're able to catch, those apples are the only food we got on board. I look like a real sailor. Arr, matey! Ugh, gross! People do not toss the apples back into the barrel after eating. Here's a nice plump one. Oh, God, it's awful. It tastes like mouthwash. Yes, got me a worm. And this is good because... Get to it, little guy. Eat your heart out.
Watch! My nose is itching. Are you sleeping on duty again?
Storm front! West! Heading our way! Looks like a right old bugger, too.
Aye, by the mercy of Jol, it's a chaos storm! Where in damnation did it come from this quickly? And what's pulling it here? Navigator, change our course! We must away from the storm front and to safe harbor!
Uh-oh. I just felt a cold shiver running down my spine. Captain?
What is it now?
Captain, the worms have invaded the apple barrel.
Cursed be the balance! First the storm, now this. Is there no end to the horrors? Let me see. Jol's infected arsehole, you be right. Those are worms, all right. Vicious, snarling wheat worms driven mad by their hunger for a change of diet.
As far as I could tell, that was the only apple infected. But I could be wrong.
Good of you to catch it, girl, before it's spread any further. I'll have to go pluck the apples immediately. They must be saved.
What's going on, Tun?
A storm approaches, April, and it is no ordinary storm.
What do you mean by no ordinary storm?
Look to the clouds. Do they appear normal to you?
They look strange, it's true.
It is a chaos storm. A strong storm caught in a magical vortex, drawn to strong magic like bees to honey. I have never seen one with my own eyes, but I have heard stories.
What have you heard about chaos storms?
That they appear only rarely, and that they signify great and terrible events in the near future. It is also said that they are weapons used by the Dark Lords of Chaos to hunt and destroy those strong in the balance.
Can we escape a chaos storm?
If we run fast enough and reach safe harbor, perhaps. I have not heard of a chaos storm to last more than a single night, and this one is still quite a distance away. But it gains fast. I do not know, April.
Will you still be able to get me to Elias tomorrow?
I am afraid not. The captain has ordered our course changed south to get us away from the rocky waters around the islands. We are about 3 days away from Gien, but if the weather improves before then, perhaps he will be willing to turn about. But I would not count on it, April. He cares much for his ship and for his crew, and he would not risk it for anything or anyone.
You still need my magic to get wind in your sails.
The wind seems to be picking up on its own. Thus Nebuve has no need for your magic, April. I am sorry, but once we reach Gien, I am certain you will find passage to the islands.
I don't have 3 days, Tun. The balance is failing.
I am sorry. It is out of my hands.
I'll let you go back to work.
Thank you.
It's a glass orb with a strange magical glow. It could be some kind of compass, I guess. I have a question about your compass.
Certainly.
What kind of compass are you using?
It is just a normal spirit compass. When we are not navigating by the stars or by the sun, we use this.
What's a spirit compass?
I forget that you are not familiar with the sea. A spirit compass points always to the magical North Pole, and thus we may navigate according to it. It is very precise, and less affected by a strong magical source.
Won't the chaos storm affect the accuracy of the spirit compass?
If the storm catches up with us, perhaps, but I do not think so. Only a very focused magical field in close proximity to the compass would be able to affect it.
Thanks. That's all I needed to know.
I hope this knowledge made you richer.
Do you want me to relieve you at the wheel for a while?
I am not sure if this is such a good idea, April.
What's the big deal? I just hold it straight, right?
Well, I could do with a short break to stretch my legs. Fine, but I will be back soon. And if anything happens, just call out for help.
Of course, thanks. So if the compass was pointing in that direction when we were on course for Elias, and now it's pointing in this direction... Oh, hell. I'll just wing it. Use the Force, April. After all, who's the chosen one here? Ton! Need some assistance up here! I think I may have strayed off course a bit when I was at the wheel.
I did not feel the boat turning.
Well, I have a feeling we're gonna miss Gien by a couple of 100 kilometers if you don't correct our course.
Let me check the compass. By the balance, you are right, April. It is good you were aware of your mistake, or we might have ended up pierced on the deadly reefs of Tagate. I will correct our course immediately.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, I let you take the wheel. I'm just glad we are back on course.
Yeah, back on course. Is it my imagination or is the storm getting closer?
By the balance, you are right. The storm is catching up with us. We might have to ride it out. It is good we are nowhere near the islands, or we would have to worry about reefs as well.
Reefs? Nobody said anything about reefs. Ton, I have something to tell you.
Captain! Sir! We need you on the bridge. The storm is closing in.
By the foul bowels of Jol, you're right, Lyak. It's closing in faster than any storm I've seen or heard, chaos or otherwise. It's like it's chasing something or someone. All right, listen up. The storm's going to hit in an hour or two. And I want everything to be ready. Tighten the hatches, strap down the cargo, wake up the watch, and by Jol's big toe, someone put a lid on the apple barrel. What is that? What is that you have there?
It's a talisman bestowed with strong magic.
What? You put a magical talisman next to the spirit compass? Are you completely daft, girl? Do you know what you've done? By Jal, I should throw you overboard. Give it here. This talisman has the mark of the balance and of the sentinel. This is an object of great magic. The balance be cursed, girl. What by Jarl's hideous countenance did you think you were doing?
I need to get to Elias as soon as possible.
So you claim. But do you know what you've done instead? You've put the lives of everyone on this boat in grave danger. With the storm upon us, the last we need is dangerous waters. Thank Jarl's assassin we still may have time to avoid the rocks of the Briston Atoll. But I swear by the honor of the 3 biased judges of Guienne that I'll have you before a court if we get to land. Check the compass, Lyak, and correct our course accordingly. And don't let this wench touch anything from now on, you hear? I need to place this accursed talisman as far away from the spirit compass as possible.
What just happened? Uh-oh, this can't be a good thing. Been a while since I chopped firewood, but I think I'll be able to knock the lock off pretty clean. Oh, shit!
Thank the balance she's all right. Are you all right, April? April? Are you sleeping? She's sleeping, bless her little heart. Boy, is she cute. Too bad she's just a chick and not a bird. April, wake up!
Crow, I was so worried I thought the storm got you.
Me? Honey, I'm the sidekick. Didn't you ever read any legends? The sidekick always survives.
So you're fine?
A few singed tail feathers, and I'm so charged up sparks fly when I try to peck something. Other than that, better than ever. The sea air does wonders for my allergies.
I didn't realize you had allergies.
Exactly.
Do you know what happened to the crew?
As far as I know, they got away in the lifeboat.
There was a lifeboat?
One of those magic fold-up tights, yeah.
I guess they forgot all about me.
I think the captain said something like, "Hey, let the wench drown and justice be done." But, I could have been wrong.
Any idea where the lifeboat is heading?
South, I guess. From what I can remember of the old man's stories about the sea, Tagade would be the closest civilized island.
Any idea how I'm gonna get to the islands now?
You could swim. Humans swim, don't they? They must, or you wouldn't be here now.
I don't swim. And nobody can swim that far. There's no land visible in any direction.
Well, I'd suggest flying, but you don't have the necessary equipment.
Why don't you try and find the closest island?
I could do that, but I'd have to leave you on your own.
Crow, I'll be fine.
All right. Don't blame a bird for trying to be a gentleman. Gentle bird, whatever. I'll be back as soon as I can. Don't go anywhere.
Where would I go?
Girls always disappear on me. Trust me.
What the hell is that? Uh-oh, for some reason the story of the bloodthirsty cannibal merman of the Sea of Song suddenly pops to mind. Hi, do you speak Arcadian? Guess not. Doesn't seem so bloodthirsty and cannibalistic up close, though, does it? Hey, come over here and let me pet you. You're just like a seal, aren't you?
Oh, bloody typical. I told her, she didn't believe me. Girls always disappear on me. Always.
It's a drawing of a man cutting his finger open and squeezing some blood into a bowl together with some green, mossy stuff. Then he mashes it together and... oh, gross! He dips a black pearl in it and eats it. That's barbaric. Maybe the stories about the cannibal merman were true after all. But hey, in the next one he seems capable of speaking fluently with the creatures that brought me here. I wouldn't mind that, if it could get me the hell out of here. It's a drawing of a man, a human, sticking a strange polyp-shaped object into his mouth. Ugh! In the next drawing, he seems to be able to breathe underwater. Convenient, if somewhat radical. The walls look organic. And those blue things... I think they're polyps of some kind. They live inside the wall and are part of the structure. National Geographic would go nuts over stuff like this. There's fresh oxygen coming through here. These polyps must process the oxygen in the water somehow. That's how I'm able to breathe in here. Oh, this is so disgusting, but I have to get out of here. There's a large black pearl inside the seashell.
It's a glowing green substance that's spread evenly across the walls, providing light and heat.
If this gets infected and I have to chew off my finger to fight the gangrene, I'm suing somebody. Ow, things I do to save the world. Worlds. Nothing happened. I've always had trouble swallowing pills, especially huge golden magical ones. Well, here goes nothing. Ooh. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, we understand.
Weird. I have this nagging feeling in the back of my mind that I shouldn't be able to understand what you're saying, but I do.
You have passed the 2 tests of the Gatherer, Landwalker. Breathing water and speaking the tongue of the Merum. You can serve us now.
Serve you?
You have been brought here to serve us as the Gatherer of Tanyan.
What's Tanyan?
Tanyan is life. Tanyan brings light to darkness and sustenance to our caves. Tanyan keeps the snapjaw from our children and heats us when it is cold. Tanyan is life.
Where does Tanyan come from?
Our gatherers collect it from the caves and shores of the islands, but there is less Tanyan to be found each season, and we need help.
How does Tanyan do all those things you said?
Tanyan provides warmth and light. It draws the harvest close.
Harvest?
The creatures of the sea that we eat, the golden tail, and the weed-eye, and the sand eater.
Fish. You're talking about fish.
The harvest, yes, that is what we said. The harvest is drawn to the light and to the heat, but the Snapjaw are clever. They stay away. They know the light allows us better aim with our spears.
Why can't you gather Tanyan yourself?
We do, but we cannot move far from our cities, or the Snapjaw will hunt us and eat us. If we travel in force, we leave our men and children without guard. And we cannot travel too close to the islands, or the winged demons may catch eye of us. They leave our gatherers alone, though, so you have nothing to fear.
Who are the winged demons?
Ugly, Leathery creatures who defy nature to fly up there in the sky. They are evil and live to destroy our people.
Don't the Snapjaw kill the gatherers?
Rarely. Your meat is bitter and tough, not soft and tender like ours.
I won't ask how you know that. I think I've learned enough about Tanyan for now.
You have learned nothing, but your training will teach you what you need to know.
Are your people called the Miram?
We are the Miram. Most landwalkers call us mermen or merpeople, but the Miram is our name in truth.
Who are you, ma'am?
We are the queen of the third city of the Miram, enlightened keeper of the Tanyan, protector of the light.
I'm sorry, Your Majesty, I really had no idea you were a queen.
We are just a queen. Our function is to serve the people, to light our cities, provide food for our men and children, and to protect them from the Snapjaw that hunt us in the dark.
Do you know where my ship went down?
The vessel you foolishly travel in above the water, it rests not far from the city, just past and beyond the Landwalker's bubble where you were first brought. I think it is dead.
Do you know the island of Aleus?
Yes, we know the island of Aleus. Our gatherers find Tanyan there, and the Miram once had a city in the shallow waters below it.
Can you bring me there?
Until your training is complete, you cannot go gathering. We cannot risk losing you to the Snapjaw, or to have you desert your duties to our people.
How long will my training take?
6 cold oceans.
6 years? Sure, that makes sense. Everything in this world takes ages. I've been told that you worship an old god who lives in the deep.
How did you come by this forbidden knowledge?
I picked it up on my way here. Could you take me to him?
You? No, we cannot. Unless you are Miram, you are not even allowed to speak of our sleeping god.
Thanks for your time.
We will call on you soon to begin your service. Until then, you should stay inside the Landwalker's bubble and away from the dark waters where the Snapjaw lurk.
The seaweed here is so thick and tangled, it looks almost deliberate. The seaweed here is so thick and tangled, it looks almost deliberate. The seaweed here is so thick and tangled. Do you need this?
No, it is of no value to us.
Where did you find it? It looks very old.
I believe one of the children found it just outside the city, not far from the Landwalker's bubble, among the seaweed by the rocks. We have used it for decoration in our hall, but you are welcome to it. Consider it a gift, Gatherer.
Here's another one of those crystals buried in the sand among the seaweed. There's an entrance to a cave back here. Judging by the amount of seaweed, it's a long time since anybody's been in there. There's something behind the It looks like some kind of visual history of the Maram people. According to this first tablet, oh my god, it turns out the Maram came to Earth inside a type of spaceship from another planet. They're aliens? Not that anything should surprise me at this point, but still. They look very different back then, though. It must have been a long time ago. Their ship looks to have been a living thing, according to these drawings. Wait a minute. Could this be their ancient god, one of the dragons? I think it has to be. After they arrived on Earth, their species divided in two. One crawled into the sea, the other onto land. What does that mean? This must be a while later, because the Maram look like they do today. At least the ones who went into the sea do. The other ones? They have wings. If I'm going to guess, I'd say that the ones who went to live on land became the Elation, which means the Maram and Elation are related. In this one, they're living close to each other and in peace, and it seems they share equally in the production of Tanyan, which attracts fish for both peoples to eat. Then something happens. Or, it looks like, and the Maram and Elation move away from each other. In this last one, Tanyan is beginning to become scarce, and the Maram are losing many of their young ones to the Snapjaw. They fear the Elation, and they forget their common heritage. At the very end, there's a prophecy, I think. The Maram and the Elation joining hands once again. When they do, Tanyan becomes plentiful and both people prosper. Can we talk for a minute?
Yes, Gatherer. We may.
Why was the cave with the altar and the wall painting just outside the city abandoned?
What? Show us this cave. Immediately.
I lit the cave by placing the crystal from your palace together with 3 more crystals I found on the altar and moving the stone rings into their correct positions.
Can it be that you are... But you are a gatherer. You cannot be she.
Who can't I be?
The Water Stiller. She who, by prophecy, will deliver us from strife and unite us as one people. She who will uncover the ancient shrine.
Looks pretty ancient to me.
This is the shrine, yes. And you have brought light to the darkness as well. But the other prophecies, you have not fulfilled them. You have not proven yourself to be the Water Stiller yet.
How can I do that?
Come back with us, and we will tell you.
Who is the Water Stiller?
She is of the prophecies. She will bring an end to strife and unite our people.
How can I prove that I'm the Water Stiller?
You have uncovered the ancient shrine and brought light to the darkness. But this could be just chance. You must show us the witness you carry of your mission to the balance.
The talisman! Damn, I lost it when the storm hit us.
You must also kill a Snapjaw with a spear, and then you will have proven yourself to us. Once you have done this, we will aid you in your quest to make us one people.
Where do I begin?
Take this spear and slaughter a Snapjaw. This must be done to prove your strength, and to prove you are of the Miram.
Where do I find the Snapjaw?
If you are the Water Stiller, you will find a way.
I'll need something to bring back to prove that I killed the Snapjaw. This tooth will do just fine. Oh man, that's sharp! I had no idea a Snapjaw had razor teeth. If I did, better not think about that now. It's a big These tablets tell the story of how the Merim and Elation were once one people. They came to Earth inside an ancient dragon and lived in harmony, producing and sharing Tenyen. Then war broke out, and the two peoples turned on each other, which caused a shortage of Tenyen and the death of many Merim. There's a prophecy at the end. One day, it seems, the Elation and Merim will...
I'm wet.
Here's a tooth from the dreaded Snapjaw that guarded the shipwreck, proof of my strength and courage.
You have fulfilled that part of the prophecy. If you fulfill the rest, we will acknowledge you as the Water Stiller.
Here's proof of my mission. A magical talisman with the sign of the balance. It means that I'm the 13th guardian of the balance.
You have fulfilled that part of the prophecy. If you fulfill the rest, we will acknowledge you as the Water Stiller.
It's a small niche containing what appears to be a shard of a stone. It's a piece of the stone disc. No, wait. It's only 1/2 of a piece. It looks like it's been divided in two. Strange. I've taken from you the object you've kept hidden for generations. It's part of the disc that will restore the balance and save the twin worlds from chaos.
You have indeed fulfilled all but one of the prophecies. You might yet be the Water Stiller. We would not have thought she would come in our lifetime.
Good. Then you'll take me to your sleeping god.
There is but one more prophecy you must fulfill.
There's more? Sure, there's always more. That's the fun part about prophecies.
You must unite our people once again.
But you said you were united, that there's no strife between Merim.
The Water Stiller will come to bring our people together again, to unite us and save us. This has still not come to pass. Until you do so, the prophecies of the Water Stiller have not fully come to pass.
I think I know now what the prophecies mean when they say your people will be reunited. The Merim are at peace with each other, yes? But you're not at peace with the Elation, the Wind Demons.
They are our enemies.
Right now they might be, but it wasn't always like that. Not according to the carvings in the Temple Cave.
What do you mean?
Once upon a time, long ago, the Merim and the Elation were one people.
What? This is heresy.
I'm just telling you what I saw in your temple. This was a very long time ago, and the one species soon divided in two. One sought refuge in the sea, the other on the winds. But both the Miram and the Elation were dependent on the other for various reasons, amongst them Tenyen, which was abundant where the two people lived in close proximity to each other. Apparently, there was peace between your two people for a very long time, but then something happened, something that caused a war to break out. Both the Elation and the Miram moved far away from each other, and ever since then, your people have had a tough time finding Tenyen. I think the only way to save the Miram from a slow death, and the Elation as well probably, is to reconcile you with your, common ancestry.
How can we believe you, Waterstiller? Your words are too outrageous, and the consequences, were you to be speaking the truth, are grave.
If you don't believe me, check out the temple walls. The whole story has been recorded there, probably when you first came to this place.
But what will our people say? What will they think when we tell them they are brothers and sisters to the winged demons?
You're their queen, and so you'll have to make them understand and accept their heritage. As must the Elation, I expect, and I don't think it will be any easier for them to come to terms with their history.
You must go to them, then, to find if our temple speaks the truth, and if they are willing to speak with us like civilized people.
I guess I must, Waterstiller or not. If you don't reunite with them, you will die, eventually.
We will bring you to the shores of their closest island, and we will await word from you on their answer.
Does this mean you believe me?
You are the Waterstiller. You are prophecy. We will follow your directions and fulfill our destiny. One of our people will bring you to Alais, a night's journey from here. Once there, you will find the Elation and speak with their leaders. If they agree to meet, then we will do so in a place of your choosing.
I promise I'll do my best. Goodbye.
Safe journey, Waterstiller. We will hold on to the piece of the disc you found in the temple. If the winged demons, the Elation, agree to meet us, we will bring the stone.
It's the remains of a stone structure that probably fell down here through the crevice. There's a piece amongst the rubble that looks like a bolt or a key. It's intact.
It's a triangular hole, like a keyhole. It's some kind of giant crab. Sounds like the poor thing's in a lot of pain. Yeah, the shell does look way too tight. Maybe he's outgrown it but can't shed it. Or whatever it's called.
April! You're alive! You're here! You're soaking wet! Where did you go? I thought you drowned. I was completely miserable. And the chicks on this island are so prissy. They don't even care for a kiss unless you're all settled down with a nest in your own territory.
I had a little adventure under the sea.
Oh? I didn't know humans had gills.
We don't. Well, I do. I think. At least I can breathe underwater now.
Cool. Not as cool as being able to fly, of course, but still. Hey, does that mean you're a mermaid?
Hardly. I don't have a tail. What did you do after I saw you last?
Well, it took a while, but I found land. Not this island, just a rock with a couple of trees, basically. But when I went back to tell you, you disappeared. I thought you'd gone bonkers from thirst and hunger and drowned yourself or something, so I decided I'd better find solid ground myself or I'd suffer the same fate. And then I found this place. Nice, isn't it? And the best part is, there are no hunters. Only a bunch of big crabs on the east side of the island and a volcano.
Glad to see you haven't lost the gift of the gab, Crow.
Lady, you have no idea how limited bird Twitter can be. It's all, hi this and here I am that, all damn day long. I haven't had a decent conversation in days.
Well, you're making up for it now.
I never know when you're gonna go AWOL on me again.
I'm gonna walk around for a bit, Crow.
I'll just stay here and preen myself, thank you very much.
I could get lost if I just wander off into the jungle with no idea what the island looks like or where I'm heading. What can you tell me about the island, Crow?
Only what I've been able to see from above. There's a volcano, dead I think, and lots of jungle, and some nice beaches.
I'd like to explore the jungle, but I'm afraid I'm gonna get lost. Any ideas?
Well, I could stay airborne and keep track of where you are. That way I could direct you if... Sorry, when you get lost.
Sounds like a super plan, Crow.
Let's go.
The rumbling is much fiercer here, and the ground is really shaking. It's definitely seismic. It has got to be emanating from this volcanic mountain. I mean, it looks dead, but it must be about to wake up or erupt or something. Great! After surviving a shipwreck, being kidnapped by fishes, and learning to breathe in water, I'm about to die in a volcanic eruption? Isn't that ironic? It's a small, eye-sized aperture with a crystal in it, like a lens. Maybe some kind of telescope? What a strange symbol. It's a statue standing in the ruins of a city. I can see a statue on a cliff overlooking the sea. I don't see anything interesting. I don't see anything interesting. I don't see anything interesting. It's a statue just below a really tall tree. That's one mother of a tree. It's got to be at least 100 meters tall. And what's that in the tree crown? Looks like a man-made construction. Dried twigs and sticks.
Ow!
Shh. Who's there?
Shut up.
I know there's somebody there. I heard you.
Is she gone? Nope. She's still around. Shut up, shut up, shut up.
If you won't come out, I'll just sit down here and wait. Sooner or later, you'll have to show yourself.
Solar eclipse!
Oh my god!
Ah!
I hate this place. I so hate it, I can't even sit down without crushing the natives.
Big person alert!
What are you?
What does it look like?
A talking twig?
We're stickmen. And you're an accident waiting to happen with your large, ungainly body and wobbly legs.
What's a stickman?
An unlucky bugger doomed to a miserable life of stiff backs and monotonous drudgery in the shadow of a mother tree.
Happy little fella, ain't ya?
You have no idea.
Where do the Elation live?
The Elation? The guys with wings? Up in the volcano. There's an old city in there. I think they're squatting.
How do I get into the volcano?
You don't. The road collapsed a few centuries ago, and when traders come, the Elation fly down to meet them. Nobody goes up there anymore.
What's that constant rumbling noise?
Lady, you have no idea what we have to endure. All day, all night, that noise is just murder. It all started when Quaman, the Quiet Giant, would you believe that's what we used to call him, was banished by the Orowal from his perfect fishing place to some remote place in the forest.
Whoa, information overload. Let's step back for a minute to fill in the details. Who's Quaman, the Quiet Giant?
He's the scariest human we've ever seen. He stands tall as a mountain and uses whole trees for toothpicks. But he was the quiet type and reasonably gentle for a human. He'd spend his days out by the Orowal village, catching fish and frying fish and eating fish, and looking out across the ocean dreaming about loose women or whatnot.
What happened to get the Quiet Giant banished from that place?
The Orowal got scared when he accidentally stepped on one of their young ones. He didn't do any real harm, but they banished him from their village nonetheless, and told him to go far into the forest.
Who are the Orowal?
They're the crab-like creatures who live down by the sea. They're nice people, if a little crabby. And it's hard to understand what they're saying half the time.
Where's Quaman now?
Somewhere in the forest east of here, we don't know where exactly. He went there to get as far away from the Orowal as possible.
So what does all this have to do with the rumbling noise?
Oh, I was getting to that. If you just let me get a word in edgewise.
I just had some questions is all.
Anyway, Quaman is the brooding type. And he takes everything so to heart, he got instantly depressed and went to sleep.
And what is he doing now?
Still sleeping. That's the problem.
But how long ago was it that the Orowal banished him?
The last full moon, nearly 30 sunsets passed.
He's been sleeping for a month?
He was depressed. What do you want, lady? Once I got so miserable I slept for 8 years. And let me tell you, those 8 years were the happiest of my life.
I still don't understand what this has to do with the rumbling noise.
See that statue over there?
Sure. What's up with that?
Back when the Dalmari lived on this island ages ago, they put these statues up all around the island so that they could speak with each other.
You're kidding. So they're like telephones?
Tell her what? I don't know what that is. The thing is, these statues are all connected through magic. And when you speak into one, your voice flies through the air and comes out of another statue.
But I still don't understand.
You saw the big head up by the mountain?
Yes?
That's the one they use to talk to everyone on the island, to warn people of storms or to hold evening prayer. It's connected to the statues as well. And Quaman is sleeping right next to a statue's ear.
I get it. Resonance. He's snoring and the deep bass reverberating through the loudspeaker, the big head, causes a resonance that vibrates the entire island. But can't you just wake him up?
We don't know where he is. We're not much for exploring this forest. There's water and fire and monkeys. Monkeys like to play with sticks. We don't like monkeys.
But can't you just, well, send your voice to his statue to wake him up?
There are 4 problems with that. Number 1, all the statues have an assigned symbol, an identifying mark, but we don't know which his is. Second, most of the statues are broken in some way or another.
What do you mean?
Some statues can only talk to certain other statues. Some can't be spoken to, and some can't hear, which makes it very difficult to get a connection through to where you want to send your voice. Number 3, in order to use the statues, you need a key. We don't have it. We don't know where it is.
And number 4?
We're stickmen, lady. What do you think? We don't know much about magic or magical devices. And
what?
We're not too smart, okay? There, I said it. We're not too smart. And when you look at Woody over there, who's pretty stupid by stickman standards, that's a pretty scary thought.
Sorry I asked. Hello? Wake up!
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Who'll be there?
Hello, Quamon?
I'm April Ryan.
And me be Quamon. But what you be doing up in the air, big woman?
Big woman? Watch it, I don't... Oh, I see. It's just my voice that's big, woman. I'm really quite average, size-wise. Could you please stop snoring?
Quamon be snoring? No one ever tell Quamon he be snoring. But then Quamon always be sleeping by his lonesome. No woman like Quamon.
Don't say that about yourself, Mom, and I'm sure that... You know, it's kinda uncomfortable to be discussing this in a public like this.
Yes, everyone be hearing about Quamon now.
You want to talk about your problems? Face to face?
What be the point?
I'm a good listener, and I'd like to be your friend. That'd be the point.
Quamon not sure if he want friend now.
Please let me be your friend.
Why?
Because I'm lonely too. I don't really know anybody on this island, and I need some help.
Well, Quamon be wanting to help, but... Okay, Quamon be your friend and talk to you. My secret place be in the ruins of the old temple. by the wells. Follow the stream up from the rock beach and go right where it branches.
Thanks, Colin. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Whoa, you are big. You're just about the biggest person I've ever met.
Quamon be a freak. No one be liking him.
I didn't mean it that way. I just meant... April, you know just what to say, don't you? I'm sorry. I like tall guys. Really, I do.
You be the only one then, because no one else want anything to do with Quamon.
How did you come to be on this island?
That be a long story. Do you want Quamon to be telling you?
Sure, I have time. Tell me the story.
Many long moons ago, Quamon be happy. He be working at the Circa in Coruscant, where he be big attraction.
What did you do?
Quamon be the world's strongest man. He be popular. People come to see him from all the Northlands. Some even from east of the Bay of Fire. But then there be an accident, and the Circa tell Quamon to leave, that he be dangerous, and that no one be paying to see him anymore.
What kind of accident?
Quamon's most popular feat be the breaking of large rocks with his fist. Everyone would applaud when the rock be breaking. Then one day, the Caliph be at the Circa to see the performers. He be saying, Quamon, I hear of him breaking a large rock with his fist. This I want to see. But my performance be over that day, and there be no rock to break. So the Circa ringmaster Oberon, he be saying, let's get a rock in here, any big rock at all. So they bring in this rock that Quamon never be crushing before. Quamon not be sure if it is a good idea, because rock can be dangerous when it breaks. But Oberon be saying, this you must do. The Caliph wants to see we do not disappoint the Caliph of Coruscant, or we lose our heads. So Quamon break the rock, and when it breaks...
What happened?
There be large pieces of rock flying everywhere, and one piece be hitting the Caliph and one his son. The Caliph be not seriously hurt, but his son be unconscious and bleeding from the head. They say to Quamon, run, get away from the Circa in Coruscant, or the Caliph will have his head. So Quamon run, and he get passage on ship leaving that night. When the ship passed this island, Quamon be jumping into sea and swimming ashore. And now he be here.
What happened between you and the Orlawal?
Oh, Quamon be so clumsy, so dangerous. He should not be among people. He be only hurting them. The Orlawal be kind, letting Quamon live and fish in their village. But then Quamon be stepping over a young Orlawal, almost breaking his shell. The Orlawal tell Quamon to leave village, to not come back because he may kill an Orlawal. They tell him to go as far away as possible. Quamon be sad because he liked the Orlawal and because Quaman be having the best fishing place in all of Elias. He lose his friends and his food.
What do you eat now?
Quaman fish in these wells here, but the fish that live down there be small and not very tasty.
Would you like to move back to the Orlawal village?
Oh yes, Quaman be wishing that more than anything in the world.
I saw an Orlawal down by the beach, just outside the village. It seemed to be in pain, but I didn't know what to do. Perhaps if you come along, you can help him out and get back in favor with the Orlawal people.
Yes, perhaps Quaman can help, even if the Orlawal do not want him back.
Here it is, the, Orlawal. Can you help it?
Perhaps Quaman can help. Poor Orlawal. It be crying for help. Quaman see what be wrong. The Orlawal not shed its shell when time come, and now it be stuck in the shell.
Why didn't the other Orlawal come to its assistance?
Their claws be no good for this work. They be helpless. But Quaman help. Quaman be good with his hands. Quaman be happy. Quaman accept your graceful thanks, sir. Thank you. You be making Quaman very happy. Quaman accept your offer and be grateful to the Orlawal people. Thank you very much.
What? What did he say? Why did you thank him?
Orlawal be inviting Quaman to stay on the cliff above the village, where he can fish again. Quaman be very, very happy now.
You understand what it's saying?
Orlawal language be easy to understand. It be just click and clack and clock.
I'm so happy for you, Quaman. Go on. Don't let me hold you back. Hey, Quaman, how's the fish biting?
With its teeth, but not today.
Why's that?
Quaman be not certain. The fish always bite before, but then Quaman be having lure. Now no lure, just bait.
What do you need to make a lure?
Quaman can make lure with just anything, as long as it be colorful and not get heavy in water.
You're a real DIY guy, don't you know?
Always be something wrong with Quaman.
That was actually a compliment.
Oh.
Are you happy now, Quaman?
Quaman be happy. He be wanting fish to bite. But if they do not, Quaman still be happy.
Happy fishing.
Thank you.
Could this wrapper work as a lure?
Yes. Yes, with some work. It'd be perfect for a lure. Now Quaman can make one, and hopefully catch many fish.
So, you guys are stickmen?
That's right. I'm Wick. This is Willow, and that dumb-looking one over there is Woody. And this is our mother tree.
What's a mother tree?
What do you mean, what's a mother tree? It's a mother tree. How difficult can it be? It's our mother, and it's a tree. It's a mother tree.
What do stickmen do?
What do we do? What do we do? What do you mean, what do we do?
Well, the people in this world always do something. Like the Banda dug tunnels in the earth. The Merum killed Snapjaw and covered their houses with Tanyen. You gotta do something.
Hey, it ain't easy being a stick, let me tell you. You got your stiff back and limbs, your fear of fire and water, your 300 years of miserable boredom, and then you have to get planted and raise a family. It ain't easy.
So, you're not doing anything worthwhile then?
Lady, I'm miserable. I'm grumpy, and I got a headache. What do you want from me?
I'll see you guys later then.
If you don't step on us first.
It's a big wooden crossbow, I guess. I wonder who built it and what it's for. Who built that big crossbow in the tree?
I did. Well, I thought of it. And these two nincompoops gave a helping twig on the, manual side.
So they built it, and you supervised.
Yep, but it's not done. There are still a few pieces missing before we can blast off for Luna.
Did you say blast off for Luna?
That's what I said, Luna.
As in the moon?
The same.
You intend to go to the moon using that thing?
Lunar cannon. And yes, that's the plan.
You guys are loonies!
If by loonies you mean visionaries, then yes, we are.
How come you're not working on your lunar cannon now?
Because of that infernal noise is why.
But Kwame has moved back to the Orlowal village. He's not going to disturb you again, trust me.
Really? How the heck did that happen? Nah, I don't care. The important thing is we can work again. Thanks, lady.
How's it going?
Almost there. Oh, one tiny little problem, though.
And that is?
We don't have a bowstring for our,
propulsion drive mechanism, Wick.
what he said, yeah, we need a bowstring. Something strong and flexible and sinewy.
Like what?
I don't know, lady. I'm no engineer. I'm just a supervisor.
String made from animal guts would be perfect.
Yeah, but look at us. Do we look like the kind of stickmen who'd make good hunters? Do you see me going after a gant beast carrying what, a cone? A dry leaf sharpened to a razor edge?
I don't figure I'll be needing the rod anytime soon, but I'll borrow the line. It's the Orlawal village. Can you use this as bowstring for your, lunar cannon?
Let me see that. Oh yeah, that gonna work good.
All right, listen up. I got us what we need. And now we finish this damn cannon. Go to work, people. Give us a few minutes, lady, and we'll be all done.
It worked.
Of course it worked, you wood-brained fool. I built it.
Are you done?
Yes, ma'am. The lunar cannon is now ready to be tested.
Well?
Well, what?
Are you gonna do it?
Do what?
Test the cannon.
Me? And get myself killed? I think not. But go ahead, be my guest.
I don't think I'll fit in there.
That ain't my problem.
I'll just place the hook along the bowstring, like so, and let the rope trail behind it. Okay, we're ready to fire. There's a slight updraft here. The wind is channeled through that chasm down there and blown out and up here. That's the last of it, unfortunately. Oh, God, I think I'm gonna throw up. That was so not appetizing. Weirdest thing, though, I do feel lighter. Like I lost 90 pounds. I can't even imagine what people would pay for this stuff back home. Ah!
Human, you flew across the chasm. You don't have wings, but still, you fly like the elation.
Believe me, I'm as shocked as you are.
Are you the Windbringer?
What's the Windbringer?
It's a prophecy amongst my people.
Of course, there's no escaping the prophecies.
It said that someone not of the elation shall come among us to float on the wind like an elation, to learn our stories, to bring the wind back to us, and to bring us into a new and happier age.
Is that all? You know, I'm starting to forget how simple my life used to be. Family, friends, grades, boys, no prophecies, nobody looking to me for salvation.
I don't understand, Windbringer. You should speak with our teller up in the city. She'll be wanting to see you, I'm sure. We've waited for the Windbringer for a very long time.
The teller? Thanks.
No, Windbringer, thank you.
Hello.
Good day, stranger. What would you hear among the elation?
I need to speak with the teller.
The teller? Go down into the city and you will see the castle. The teller, she keeps to the tower. She's old and her eyes don't take well to the sun.
Hi there. What you doing?
Playing?
Yeah, what are you playing?
Nothing. My daddy's in the castle watch. He's allowed to sharpen his claws.
Really? My daddy owns a farm.
Yeah? Do you have animals there?
Sure. He has some cows and some horses and...
What's cows and horses?
Well, cows are big, brown, fat animals with 4 legs and white spots, and they go moo a lot.
And horses?
Horses are fun to be around. They run really fast, and they can jump over tall fences, and they look beautiful and graceful. But the best thing about horses is that you can ride them.
I can run fast, too. But I can't fly yet. My wings aren't fully formed. When I grow up, I'll fly far away and see everything. I'll go see our horses.
That would be nice. My name's April. What's yours?
Saina. Will you be my friend, April?
Of course, Saina, as long as you promise to be my friend.
I promise.
Do you know where the teller lives?
Over there in the castle tower. My daddy's watching the entrance so that only nice people can get in.
Do you think he'll let me in?
I don't know if you're nice, but you have to ask my daddy.
Where are the other children in your village?
Oh, they're in school now.
And why aren't you in school?
Because I'm ahead of everyone else. I'm really smart, you know. I'm the only youngling to have learned the first tale this soon. So some days, I get to do what I want. It's a little boring, though. I wish I was in school. At least there I could sing and play and jump around with all the other children.
Why don't you go to school anyway?
Because they say I would just distract the other children who are still learning their first tales. It's not fair. I mean, I get to play by myself and everything, but that's not fun all day. And my mommy's working on her pottery at home, and she doesn't want me disturbing her because she might make a mistake. But the day after tomorrow, I get to go back to school, because then we're going to learn some more flying lessons. They're always a lot of fun, and I'm getting pretty good at that too.
I bet. I wish I had wings like you do.
Yes, they're very good to have when you fly.
Have fun, Saina.
Are you leaving?
Yes, I'm sorry, but there are some things I have to do.
Grown-ups are always too busy.
Be careful, don't come too close. I'm almost done with this pot.
Sorry.
Are you here to buy pottery? I didn't think traders were allowed up here.
No, I came to speak with your teller.
Really? I didn't know the teller spoke with anyone from the outside. You must be a very special girl.
Supposedly. My name's April, by the way.
Nima is my name. Nima of Ta'ama. the only Elation village on Elais.
I like your pottery.
It's our craft. That and storytelling. But storytelling can't buy merchandise or food.
I know a lot of people who live by telling stories, although I guess that's kind of different.
They are lucky then. Not that I don't enjoy making pottery. It's good to feel the wet clay between my claws, to shape it into whatever I wish. It's almost like creating a new life, I think. I don't have a husband yet, so I haven't tried. Have you? Do you have a husband and children?
Neither, thank God. I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
I was 18 turnings this spring. I'm ready for a husband, but I've yet to court anyone who could make me soar on the winds. I think the men of Tam are dull and timid.
What about the guard on the road below the village? He's our age, isn't he?
Isom? He's quite pretty, and his wings are big, but I don't think he likes me. He never looks at me or talks to me.
That doesn't mean anything. He could just be shy.
Maybe you could talk to him, find out who he likes, but don't say I sent you.
Sure, I can do that.
Thank you, April.
Thank you, Nima.
You're welcome, April.
Halt! Who would visit the teller?
I'm the Windbringer.
The Windbringer? You are not the Windbringer. Are you?
How else would I have been able to get up here? I am the Windbringer.
If so, you must prove that you are of the Elation. There are 4 tales from the 4 corners of the world that you must know by heart. They are the tale of winds, the tale of stars, the tale of sea, and the tale of homecoming. I will ask you 1 question from each tale, and you must answer each correctly, or you cannot be the Windbringer. Are you ready?
No, give me some time to prepare.
Then return when you are ready, and I will test your knowledge of the 4 tales.
Hi, Nima.
Hi, April.
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
I had to learn the tale of homecoming. It took a long time, but I think I got it now. I'm better with pottery than I am with the tales, unfortunately. Do you want to hear it?
Please.
Very well. This is the tale of homecoming, my tale, and I shall tell it in my own words as told to me by my teacher, in her words, and by her teacher in turn. Moran was a handsome young Elation man with strong wings and a hardy beak. He lived below the white cliffs, where the water was salty and the fish plentiful. Moran was betrothed to Inara, the loveliest girl there ever was. She was fair and slender and tall, and her eyes were the clearest shade of blue. But Moran was hesitant to enter into union with Inara, to become her husband and to give her children. He would always come up with a new excuse for why they had to wait a little while longer. Now, Inara was skilled at pottery, but even more so with stories, and the teller of the village had many times asked Inara to be her apprentice, to learn all the tales, so that someday she could take over as the teller. But Inara refused, knowing that if she did accept the teller's offer, she would never be able to marry Moran, because a teller cannot have a husband nor children of her own. Her refusal to become the teller's apprentice was unheard of, because who could refuse such an honor? But to Inara, love was more important. Her love for Moran was beyond honor, beyond reason. But despite Inara's love, Moran was still hesitant. And then one day he told Inara, "I am traveling on a pilgrimage to the far shores. I will be gone for some time, and while I am traveling, and in accordance with our traditions, I will be freed from our betrothal. Not until I come back will the bond between us be renewed." It was not unusual for a young Elation man at that time to go on a pilgrimage, and the bond between the betrothed would often be cut while he was away, to be formed again upon his return. But Inara was heartbroken, because she had thought that Moran would soon want to marry her. When Moran saw her tears, he said to her, "Do not weep. When I come back, I promise I will marry you. Just wait for me, and stay with your pots, to make the time pass quickly." And then Moran left on his pilgrimage to the far shores. Many years went by, and Moran had exciting adventures on the far shores. But by and by, he began to long for home, and for Inara, and now he had finally realized that he loved her, and that he wanted to marry her. But when he returned, he could not find Inara amongst the potmakers. He went to visit her family, and they told him that, after waiting for many years, Inara accepted the teller's offer of apprenticeship. And that when the teller left on the last wind during the previous winter, Inara herself became the new teller. Angry, Moran made his way to the teller's nest, and when he saw Inara, he said to her, "You promised me you would wait." But Inara did not say a single word in answer. She just turned around and lifted something wrapped in leaves from the cot behind her and gave it to Moran. Moran unwrapped the package, and inside he found an old pot, cracked and broken in two. "What is this pot?" he asked. "And why did you not wait for me like I asked you to?" And finally Inara spoke, and she said to Moran, "I made this pot for you, my dear Moran, when you left, because I wanted it to be my marriage gift to you. But when many, many years passed, I finally realized that you did not love me the way I loved you, and to live hoping otherwise would be death." "But I want to marry you," cried Moran. "I came back." But Inara just nodded at the broken pot in Moran's hands and said, "Like an old pot that is left without care, a heart may break in two, and a broken heart can never be mended." And so Inara turned away, never to speak with Moran again, and Moran's heart, like the pot that was left untended, broke in two, because absence makes a heart brittle. This was the tale of homecoming, my tale, and I told it in my own words as told to me by my teacher, and as I will tell it to my student when the time comes.
Bye, Nima.
Goodbye, April.
Hi, Saina.
Hi, April.
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
Yes, my mommy taught me the tale of the stars. It's a really pretty story. Do you want me to tell it?
Please, Saina, I would like that very much.
Okay. This is my tale, the tale of stars, and I tell it to you in my own words, as it was told to me by my teacher in her words. In the small village of Jinjay near the rumbling hills of Onion, there lived a girl called Mona. She was a curious girl, and she would always get in the way of grown elation. "Go play somewhere else," they would say to Mona, but she didn't want to play with the other children. She wanted to be where the grown-ups were, see what they were doing, and learn from them. But one day, after getting many complaints from the pottery makers and guardsmen and traders and soldiers in the village, Mona's mother told her that she wasn't to interfere with the grown-ups anymore, and that instead she could go play with the other children, or sit still and draw or work with clay. But Mona was always curious, and now, since she wasn't to be among the grown elation anymore, she decided to go exploring the forest that lay just outside of the village of Jinjay. She had many times been forbidden to enter the forest because it could be a dangerous place, but Mona was very curious. Of course, she wasn't planning on going far into the forest, but then her eye caught sight of a white flufftail hopping through the tall grass, and Mona, curious as ever, gave chase. The flufftail ran away into the forest, and Mona followed, blind to where she was going and interested only in catching the white flufftail so that she could keep it as a pet. But then, after a good while, the flufftail disappeared into a hole in the ground, leaving Mona alone in a small clearing. somewhere deep inside the forest. She was exhausted after running after the Flufftail for so long, and as she looked around the clearing at the unfamiliar trees and flowers, she realized that she hadn't been paying attention to where she was going. Not for the first time her curiosity had gotten the better of her, but this time it was serious. Mona was too young to fly, and she had very little sense of direction, and chasing the white Flufftail had made her dizzy and tired. It was getting darker, and Mona was all alone in the deep, dangerous forest, too sleepy and too scared to be able to go anywhere. Mona curled up with her wings wrapped around her under the leaves of a tree and began crying. Soon it got really dark, and somewhere, not far away, wolves started howling at the moon. Mona was so scared she was petrified, but after a while her exhaustion got the better of her, and she fell asleep. She woke up when she heard a voice calling her from somewhere far above. Looking up at the starry sky, Mona saw a vision of the spirits of 5 tellers gazing down at her. "You have let your curiosity lead you astray," said one. "You are lost, and you deserve to be lost," said another. "Poor little girl," said a third. "We will help you home," said a fourth. "But remember this," said the 5th spirit. "We will lead you back to your village and to your mother only if you promise us one thing." "I promise," said Mona. "Whatever it is, I promise I will do it." "Very well," said the 1st spirit. "You will make the story of this night into your own tale, and you will call it the Tale of Stars." "It will be a tale to warn the curious to be careful," continued the 3rd spirit, "and to not let their curiosity get the better of them. And," said the 2nd spirit, "to remind the elation that the spirits of their tellers watch out for them when they most need it." And so the spirits of the 5 tellers guided Mona through the forest, and by dawn she was home. And Mona did tell her tale, the Tale of Stars, to everyone in the village, so that everyone would remember that the curious must be cautious, and that the spirits of the tellers are always watching. This was my tale, the Tale of Stars, and I told it in my own words as my teacher did to me.
That was a beautiful tale, Saina.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Saina.
You're leaving again? I wish you could stay.
Me too, Saina, believe me.